Forgive me, bro. I'm a little sick today, but I want to tell you on this one unattractive thing that I see happen in conversation all the time. I remember my first week in university, I go to this first generational student event, and one of the people that I instantly connect with was with this guy who was super hype and he was always smiling. Let's call him Tommy, okay? So Tommy, I immediately connected with him because he was super hyped and he was smiling, like I said. And I really like that in people, especially when I first meet them, because if I see one that's smiling at me, it's polite. It shows me that they're actually excited to talk to me. And so I was like, you know what, dude? Heck yeah, like let's vibe. So I immediately connect with him. At this event we were making jokes, and I actually get his social media, and we start hanging out during welcome week. He had just recently got into weightlifting and I was already in my third year weightlifting. So one day we actually ended up going to train together. I just wanted to like show him the ropes and kind of help him on his journey to get into the gym. And I remember as we go to the gym, as we're walking from our dorms to the gym, I noticed that he is constantly smiling. Now, this is nothing against him, but this is something that I completely see. This is like one of the first things that I see. And I remember I would tell him things that weren't necessarily funny, and he'd still be smiling. So, for example, I was telling him things about my family, things about my background, just so he could get to know me a little bit better. And bro had a smile on his face, literally from ear to ear. Like, I know I have a good smile and everything, I have dimples, but I cannot make that big of a smile like he did. And so, I'm like, oh, you know what? He's just trying to be friendly. I thought, it's not really a big deal. But I noticed that even as he was talking himself, he was saying statements that weren't funny at all. He was still smiling. And I kept seeing this, and it kind of made me a little uncomfortable. It kind of made me think he was a little bit of a weirdo. Because as I kept seeing him smile, even when he was talking, saying statements, it was kind of just like, bro, like, can you say something serious for once? Like, can you be taken seriously? Like, is everything a joke to you? And as I'm constantly seeing him smile, it was kind of just like this really weird thing. And this is something that I realized I really liked him being smiley and super hype when I first met him. But as I got to know him more during Welcome Week and saw he just always had this fake smile, it was just extremely weird to me. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you on how smiling is just a little bit weird if you do it constantly all the time. Now you might be thinking right now, oh, smiling's super important though. If you're smiling, laughing with someone, it shows you're having a good time. They can see you're happy. And I completely agree with that. I think smiling is one of the most important things you can do. It shows you're friendly. However, from this experience and from what I realized from this friend, Tommy, especially as a man, I feel like you should not smile all the time. I feel like you should smile and laugh only when things are funny. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why. So, as I just told you, Tommy was smiling all the time, and I kind of distanced myself away from him. I kind of thought these things. And now that I realize it too, I've realized that people have done the same thing to me. I've mentioned in some of my previous videos that I was the super shy kid. I didn't have a lot of friends. And part of the process of me wanting to make friends was smiling. Because, I thought from the social videos and all the investigation I did of trying to make new friends, I thought that, oh, if I smile at people and if I laugh at every single thing that they say, they're going to like me. They're going to like me and they're going to want to be friends with me because I'm acknowledging that, right? Who doesn't want to see me smile too? But I noticed that when I would do these things, especially this one time when I was talking to this popular guy and he said something that wasn't necessarily funny, I smiled and I made this like fake smile at him. And he knew what he said wasn't funny, and he just kind of looked at me like, bro, like, like you can tell like he didn't acknowledge me. He just didn't want to look at me because he knew it wasn't funny. And now from that story and from my previous mistakes of trying to make friends, I realized that, dude, you can't smile all the time. It kind of waters down your personality. When you're smiling all the time as a guy, it's like, dude, like you can't be taken seriously. People are just like, bro, like listen for once. Like, yeah, joking is cool. Yeah, laughing is cool. But there's some times in life where you just need to be serious. You just need to listen, sit down, and listen to someone. You can't take someone serious when they're like constantly smiling all the time like this. I don't even like doing it because it's so cringy. Another thing that I noticed too is this is a study that I found as well. Men are more attractive when they do not smile. I forget what exact study this was. I believe I saw this on either a study or an article or newspaper, but they did a study where women were swiping on Tinder, on like social media apps or dating apps, and they matched more with men who did not smile all the time. Now you might be thinking right now, oh, these are just attractive men, these are models, this is why they can do that. But I also noticed that when you go to aesthetic men's Instagram, like for example, celebrities, athletes, and these don't necessarily have to be people that are extremely attractive, most of their pictures, they are more serious. They are more like kind of focused on something. They're either in a group picture, they're building something, they're focused on one point. And I noticed that from these models and from these high celebrity Instagram pages, they don't smile as much. And it kind of made sense. It's kind of just like, oh, imagine if I go on someone's Instagram page where it's just like, oh, I see every single picture and it's just like, it's just kind of weird. It's more aesthetic, and especially as a man too, it's more just respectful in a way to see like an Instagram photo where they're just kind of like locked in, like they have like a certain angle to the camera. It might be a little cringy what I'm doing right now, but it made sense. I'm just like, dude, yeah, like I wouldn't want to see an Instagram page where every single person just has this cheesy smile. Like I need to see the real them, the seriousness, the ruggedness. And also to do with that study as well, on the opposite side, women are more seen as attractive when they're smiling. So that's even interesting. So it's like women are seen more smiling and men are seen more attractive when they are squinting or like more serious. Now, from this video, am I saying don't smile? Of course not. Of course you need to smile and laugh with people. If you don't, people are going to think something's wrong with you. People are going to think you're sad. You have nothing to be grateful for. But from these experiences and from my experiences too, I recommend only smiling when it's funny, when you're actually having a good time. Don't fake a smile. Don't fake a laugh. If someone says something funny to you and if it's not funny, it's like, oh yeah, for sure, man, I get it. You don't have to have this cheesy smile all the time that's fake. They're going to see that it's fake, and they're going to think that you're just trying to get them to like them. So keep that in mind. This is a very important social hack that I've realized that can repel people. So if you're someone who's smiling all the time, you might be repelling people away from you. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.